Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Swemp Electronics Football Alliance Division 2. And we're here, match day 7, the game that will take us over just a quarter of the way through this season. And it seems like it's been going on forever in some ways, but in other times, it's just getting started. Still, it's early state. I noticed we've got Delroy Facey on the chat there, and Mr. Duggan as well is there, and Stu's in as well. Good evening, Stu. I do hope you're alright after, I don't know, multiple injuries. I do hope you're okay. Tato, good evening. Duggan's leaving because it's the wrong division. And Mike Savage, good evening. Plenty of people have joined the chat there as well. Stu is bruised and battered. I'm not surprised. Do wish you well. I originally was going to go alone in commentary tonight. I've got a lot on at work at home at the moment, but last second I thought, nope, could do with someone with me. So good evening to the first ever Swemp co-commentator, and he's back by popular demand, Mr. Steve Wright. Good evening.
Good evening, mate. I hope you and everybody in the chat's well.
Oh, I'm sure we are. Duggan wants to go first, so your game's going to be played early.
Oh, that's all right. That's all right. It's going to be a massacre either way, so whenever.
Tato is very much enjoying the Swimpy. Lovely stuff there. And Jim here to support the better division. Good evening, Jim. It's a good one for tonight. Obviously, Steve, you experienced a victory recently, and you've been turning things around in both competitions, really. Divisionally doing all right, to say the 12th, but also Dudley Hill doing well in the Super League.
I mean, I'll just quickly touch on that. Yeah, we did all right last night, and I've got a little bit of tongue-in-cheek going on about if I win every game, I'll be in playoffs. But regards this one, when you were talking about Stu being battered and bruised, is that still from when Sporting Club got the first victory in emphatic fashion? I don't know. Is that what it's from?
If we take it back to that result there, 4-1. No, Steve's actually had a serious car crash. So yeah, I'm laughing. I'm not laughing really, but he's still here. He still manages to manage his team, which is a huge thing there that he's keeping going with the community, even when things are not going so well there. What have we got here? Save Steve's voice. How much time it'll sound like an old Smash Hits cassette when it's chewed through the I am definitely not laughing at a car crash. I am not laughing at a car crash. No, it's actually no. I did. Anyways. So the table in its early stage, Mike Savage is here, and he's sat there on top of the league with Sprungfelt, followed by Badgers, Boston and Grove all together. Badgers have been having a great run of form, haven't they?
Yeah, they've got a good squad, and they give it to us a little bit. I think the only team that are really emphatically beating us this season so far, which I'm pretty happy with considering the strength of the teams. But yeah, Mike again, he got a creepy little 1-0 win past us, which I think. You know what? Considering level of squads, I think we did really well. Considering looking at his form and how well he's been all season as well. He's only conceded 4 goals in them 6 games. I think far cry from last season, really, for him.
Yeah, huge. It's nice to have his own team this time round, rather than managing. He's still managing Jeff Whitley, and that's the main thing, isn't it? He's still got him with him. So down below that, go on.
Starts at Leeds. Yeah, he starts at Leeds on the 2005 update for some reason. I don't know why.
And he was just never. Was he ever there? Was he on trial?
No.
Was it like Okoronquo at Newcastle?
Yeah, it could have been that sort of situation.
And Francisco Coco.
I'd say what he's very, very good though, isn't he? On this game.
He's certainly doing the job. We'll have a look at him in a little bit there. The car crash is not made up Hans Moorman style. And I suppose what we can say is he's just doing his Mark Bolan tribute act by hitting a tree. Smuts is here. We're all here for Chewy on Shway with his slightly new role tonight. I say slightly new role. It's extremely slight. And then further down the table, Mega Horse and Dangley's tied on 10. Fortuna just below, and then Blues, whose squad is strange tonight, I would say, due to the unsubmitted team. Aussie's Dream just below with Pelham and Flamingos both together. Then Divisionale, see they do exist down there a bit further down the table, and Gondor and the Red West Pacific sat at the bottom. So let's have a little call about insurance claims. A tree was born to boogie. Oh dear me. So, anyways, let's look at today's fixtures a little bit more. Reminder of those: Badgers versus Flamingos, the animal derby. Should be fun there. Is it wildlife or is it a zoo? I don't know. Boston Danglies, two teams that are up there at the top of the table. Mega Horse and Aussie's Dream, so Smuts will be having a good time there. Fortuna versus Grove, two teams who've been defending fairly well this season. And then Gondor Blues, well I say defending fairly well this season, obviously Grove had that one game where they didn't. Gondor versus Blues, a good chance for Gondor to get a result today, I think. And then Pelham versus Sprungfelt, which is the two teams that are, obviously a long way apart in the table. First versus 10th and second versus 11th we've got today. And then Divisionale versus Red West Pacific, two teams, two places apart, but maybe there's a bit more of a gulf between the two than we think.
of the Red West Pacific kind.
Yeah, there is a bit of a gap between the two in terms of squad quality, isn't there? From those two.
Yeah, there is indeed.
But Duggan doing very well to get himself a point this season and make sure he didn't do last season's Flamingos. Palace 1-1. Oh, very nice. That's good news. I mean, if you want to make up more goals, then that's fine. But 1-1 sounds great. So the first game takes us to the Red West Pacific versus Divisionale because Duggan's requested it. And a quick check on how things are for Red West, or the Red West, or whatever we want to call them. Key news there is that she's back in the team.
Yeah, she's on, and you know what? It's a lot more conventional this from some of the stuff he's been playing. So I don't think it'll equate to what were happening in testing, but the big, obviously he's got a couple of big players there. Well, one in Lee Young Pure and Kawaguchi, really good. But barring that, I think it's a fantastic concept, and when they get that elusive win, I think everybody will be jumping through the hoops. I think the Red West Pacific are the new Danglies for me this season.
A favourite team amongst the rest of them.
Yeah, indeed.
Excellent there. So what have we got? Tree Rex. Anyway, let's be nice to Stu. Your opponents are set up there with two players on the bench for the first time this season, and your own team, Divisionale, after last match, you've gone for a change of formation, a team that when I saw it I described it as a bit like a rounders setup.
Yeah, well, it was obviously mentioned. Just to do something a little bit different. It's done well. Obviously, it got a win, and then it played decent against Sprungfeld. Did the five across midfield, but sort of try and attack it a little bit more. Get Jorgensen. He is like somebody who threw a bust condom. Really, he were unexpected, and but he's been probably my best player behind Mark Tyler, so he deserves to.
Yeah, Mark Tyler's season's been superb so far. He's doing a great job as captain. I noticed you got Alex Notman in for his debut as well.
Yeah, just thought I'd give him a chance. Prosper's been up there and he hasn't got a couple of goals, which I'm not surprised on this game. So, yeah, just thought I'd give him a run, see how it goes.
And the width on the bench provided there. Florentine Petri can do both jobs on the right-hand side, can't he? And Stoltz as well, good option for your wide side. For your wide sides. I don't know what size wouldn't be wide.
And obviously he can cover at centre as well if what happens to Zagara. So
Zigara, lovely. Where's Posma? Well, we'll find out later on. Saplings
in behind
of the revolution, dearie me. Oh dear. Let's leave these tree jokes for a bit. Uh, anyway, look at the news there that the Red West Pacific Reserves won 2-1, thanks to Ian McCalden, only managing 7 there, and the fictional players getting the goals.
Didn't actually realise that Duggan's his ground with the Wooders Blue Bob Arena,
Yeah,
and this one's at Joe's Patnack Arena. So he's a bit more popular than he might seem, Mr. Wooder.
Any predictions for this one?
From me,
and the crowd, of course.
I only beat him 2-0 in testing, regardless battering, but that were against the Silver formation. I can't see it being any more than a 2-goal win, and I do think we might concede. So 2-0, 3-1, something like that.
Wooders not bothered. Good evening, Quinton. Going for 4-0 there, and we shall see if anyone else gets predictions in. But sometimes people chuck them in as we get going. Chat's looking busy tonight, and 3-1 to Red West. Jim, Jim there too.
I'll be highly delighted if it was.
unless he thought it was the other way around. But anyway, Duggan's going for 3-0. Anyway, so we're on with this one. Early chance there, and Estai was heavily involved. And then going forward, Mike Duff it is, who scored the opening goal. Stu's also going 3-0 in the predictions there. And Smuts 0-0, a little bit late there. Fatty's 2-0, and Zegara has got one as well. 0-5 for taking the midfield out. You're 5 across the midfield. It's dominant so far. Alex Notman's having chances. He's putting them wide, but he is still getting involved. Mr. Dimble's here in the chat. Good evening. And we are half an hour in. This is very, very comfortable. Are Arsenal falling even further behind? Because Red West Pacific have fallen further behind as Estai scores for 3-0. A suggestion of She-off as he's on a 5 there from Quinton. And there's plenty of action in this game. And going for 4-0, Agostino was very close. And it's half-time approaching. Will they get a fourth just before? Notman with a chance that there's a Garrett offside. And half-time. Breathless first half there.
Yeah, what a bit. And Quinton's calling for a She-off. So,
yeah, a bit of a pasting at half time, to be honest. And if we take a look at what's going on here, she potentially knee injury again. We got Seo Jong Won, who is not struggling for fitness there. How don't how? No, they're not doing too badly. Young Pyo potentially injured. Yes, shin for Pyo. So I mean, Hai Dong Hao's been their most effective tackler, and he's playing up front.
Yeah, it's been putting a bit of pressure on our defensive line by the looks of it.
You could say that. Duggan, there's plenty of things for substitutes here, but you might I don't know whether you're going to keep it going or you're looking at changes. Some great She comments there. He's out of my life. She's electric. She's got a housewife's knee. Me. Look at the passing in the first half there. Halovko completed 47, Rialati 45. This is a match worth of passes for some of these players.
And he's still on a 6. Halovko, every time I've tested, he just can't seem to play well. I don't know. There's something.
Is it the unhappiness
fundamentally wrong with him?
Yeah, wanting a new challenge. I don't know. But yeah, are you making any changes at half time? Because you've got Jurgensen there on 81%. He's got a knee injury.
Yeah, I think I'll bring Stolches on for him, and let's bring Big Andy Martin on for Notman. I think we're playing them wide men as they are. I think playing little Notman up front. I think probably a bit silly from start, but
I've been enjoying looking at these substitute suggestions here from Duggan. So your 2 changes made there. So how's going to come off? Is it interesting there? He's coming off. So he's coming off for Hattori, who plays further back. She up front. Sunji High. There's choices here, aren't there, as to who to take off. Sunji High. I think he's probably better going into defence here and replacing Nakazawa with that performance so far. And Yeah, Hattori being a defensive mid, isn't he? So if we just swap him with Nanami in that area there, and he'll do. Yeah, sound good.
Yeah. I'm just looking at these she musical anecdotes coming through. I
Every
think
little
they're.
thing she does is
I still think she's out of my life is my favourite one. I'm a big fan of Michael Jackson's music. I thought I'd point out his music, but yeah.
she's she's up front, remember, as it is now, and half time, looking pretty comfortable for Division Ali, looking for a second big win of the season. We'll go to the substitutes. That was a very quiet first 15 minutes. She's down to a 4. And on a yellow card. Seo Jong Won also lacking fitness. So the two of them, she's knee injury. she's
she's
on sauce. Is that the vegan cheese? How's cheese and toast? Get on with your subs, lad. Anyway, so just a reminder that she is on a 4, and there's not many other players performing well. Nanami, the only outfield player that's played the full game so far, and is on a 7. And Sunji Hai started fairly well. For your team, for your Sheem, Agostini on 84% is not injured. So let's just take a look at your ratings. Any third change?
Yeah, I put Lee Collins on for Agostinho with him being tired and swap him with Victory, mate, please.
Victory.
Try and bring his rating up a little bit.
I assume Duggan doesn't want to make a change there. If he's suggesting Shion, he would have probably suggested a sub by now. Yeah, let's crack on to the end of the game. If a sub does get called, I'll just go into that. But 65, 66 minutes, nothing's happening in the second half. It's tremendously dull. Oh look, the ball's come forward again. Maybe a chance, but no. And then cleared, and nothing happens again. Coming towards the end of this first match, 3-0. Oh, Collins has gone off. So you must bring someone into the defensive line.
Yeah. So just swap him with Martin, and swap Martin and Realati, and we'll just run with that. Oh no, yeah, swap him with Realati, and then put Duff in centre. He's a right centre, is Martin, so he can stick out on right.
So strikerless for the last few minutes.
Yeah. In Mercy.
Oh, and Zagara makes it 4. Who needs a striker when they've confused the defence and made it 4-0 and a comfortable win, and no shots on target for the Red West Pacific. A quieter second half, but a comfortable result and a big win for them. A victory for the People's Republic, as she finished with a 4 and is now going to try and rival Dean Saunders towards the end of the season, I imagine. Yeah, I mean, Lee Young Pyo and Lee Im Sang performed fairly well. I mean, the tackling from Lee Im Sang to say 5 key tackles there, not bad.
I think a 7's pretty harsh on him there, really, looking at them ratings.
Just the amount of goals the team have conceded, I guess. A lot of players have made a foul, but only 1 foul per person is very interesting. She doing a Harry Maguire impression. Look at the passing stats there. We've got a 64, an 80 and a 76 number of completed passes in that game. You might have stumbled on a formation that will be good going forward.
Yeah, it's done really well, but I'm no disrespect to Duggan. I don't think it's. I think it's not the opposition to be taking heart from in terms of the great performance. We'll see. We're going to run with it next game, and we'll just see how it does perform. John Curtis has done all right though. He was on 9, 50 minutes.
And
yeah,
only Rihilati misplacing a tackle. Everybody else has won every single tackle.
No, pleasing, very pleasing, and we'll be able to compete to some extent with some of the better teams. I think it's just to what extent, who knows?
Who knows? 4-0. And we come to Boston versus Danglies next up, and Boston are missing 4 players with light injuries, so all due back fairly soon. And a change of system for them sees them going to a 4-5-1.
4, 5, 6. It may as well be an 8-1, hasn't it? I'm surprised they haven't put them at wing backs. Well. But I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised, but wow. Good luck, Wood.
We shall see what his good luck.
That's horrendous.
Does. Change the system.
This league isn't for that, is it? Let's be honest.
Well, change the system for the Danglies sees them going for something even stranger at the back. I don't know what to say about that.
Well, I think Lawrence and Croft are doing the best Postma's misses impression and getting him behind. Apart from that, the sort of defensive midfielders and forwards are sound. See how that little crazy thing goes against what's a very good team. But then again, they might not be facing too much at games. So, it's intriguing.
Just looking at Stu would rather hit a tree than play She and his team, although listing his injuries is just it does not sound good at all, does it? And then is he typing one-handed as well, or is it speaky typey? I'm not sure. Protect Postma at all costs. Is Postma supposed to be in goal? I just need to check that, because that's he's not even in goal, Duggan. I thought Higuita's in goal, isn't he? Anyways, so excellent defensive arrows. That's one good way of putting it. Jamie Lawrence to be running as far towards sweeper as possible. Where's Postma? And Emre suspended, John Terry injured, Tony Adams injured, Mutu still injured. Let's see what we got. Postma always comes from behind. Oh dear me.
I've actually thought he struggles when he's behind Smuts, but
predictions?
Oh, I can see a bit of cancelling out here. I could see a bit of a 1-1.
We shall see how things go at Casa de Merda today. Paul Merson to score. The prediction from Jim, and this has worked before, hasn't it? Suggesting Paul Merson's got to score. Wood is not bothered. So we get started on this one. Fortuna Quinton going for 3-1. And early chances suggest that Danglies are taking it to their opponents, and they've had a chance. Merson's put it just over the bar at this point. Would you rather be Greaves? You'll have to play shit. I wonder if Greaves is watching tonight. He usually comes in for a bit. Scarcilli has made it 2-0. I missed the opening goal. Vasari had scored. Completely missed it. Tried to pick up my coffee. But 2-0 to Boston. Looking very comfortable as it stands. And looking for a third. And there it is. Dianigi has scored, and Higuita, he's having an absolute nightmare there. 3-0. Not playing well at all. And we are almost at half time, and I think this is this is a disgrace. Postma on. Look at those Danglies ratings.
Yeah, I mean, I think the calls for Postma are obviously showing right, and he's obviously pulled himself up to a 6 as a Gita there. But I don't think I've ever seen a team not have 1-7 at half time, and that includes when the Danglies lost last season, pre-season,
even
to
when Dean
non-league
Saunders
opposition.
was on his 3 and whatever. It's just the absolute all 6s is very, very rare. So Postma on.
that formation should not be winning 3-0 though.
No, it's defensive, isn't it? I've never seen 11 6s at half time. Very, very strange. And Postma just comes on to top that to make it 12 in a row. What's going on here? I'm pretty sure Wooder will be saying Wooder out after this one as it stands. Boston, unless there's anyone below 80%, not going to make any changes there, and it will be below 70 at 60 minutes, just in case. Wooder, any other changes? You got Merson there on a knee injury, as it is. and Jonathan Woodgate looks like he's not struggling, but yeah, the injury there, Merson as it stands for them. Wooderino in again.
Good call.
He's play till the end, so yeah. If he's played till the end, then I'll just have a quick scan at 60 minutes for Boston to check on any injuries, but they have to be below 70%. Yeah, they have to be below 70 at this point because there's no subs recommended. In fact, no, there's no subs recommended either. So, well, yeah, I do manage everybody for ridiculous fitness injuries, so don't I? So we'll just have a quick check. 7s and 8s all round. No, everyone's fine to play on. And Danglies, nobody's suffering. So play till the end. Let's get it on with the rest of it. 3-0 as it stands. Scarchili with another chance to score. Merson trying to come forward. Hughes has missed the target. At least they've come forward and had a shot, which they hadn't had many of in the first half. Dianigi nearly makes it 4. Will we get a second 4-goal haul today? There it is. Dianigi gets it. This is not good. But Stig Tofting it is who scores. Makes it 4-1. And Dianigi nearly makes it 5. More comes in again, another chance, but no, and 4-1 it is. Very, very comfortable. Dianigi man of the match. Zowli with another 10. He's having a great season so far, Zowli, and but no goal for a change. Dominant.
But Postma did the Danglish proud.
He did. He had a reasonable second half. What did I say? We're all suffering. What did I say? I can't remember what I said.
No, I just saw his rating. He got an 8. So he's showing the rest of the team up. But yeah, it's massively solid. Again, that formation shouldn't be scoring 4 goals, but when you've got players in form and they're still on pitch, anything can happen.
Dianigi doing lots of jumping, lots of winning headers, and that shows he's been. He's not even a 20 for anything there. He's got decent attributes, but nothing in the heading suggests he should win everything. And Stig Tofting barely won a challenge, but managed to smash the ball in, so that was superb. And Postma with an 8 is great news for him, and he certainly raised the morale of the team in the second half when his team were getting absolutely pounded. So let's move on to the next game, and it's Gondor versus Dublin Blues. So Dublin Blues, 3 players suspended, 2 players injured. Just looking at Nuggets going, oh dear me. Post me yourself with a tree. Am I allowed to be drunk? Anyway,
this is a Duggan that we're going to bed at 8 o'clock.
He loves the Swemp. He loves the Swemp. So Batranu suspended, Aristizabal suspended, Welland suspended, Kiko injured, Hill injured. The substitutes that have been made here are to put the people in that were sort of closest to the ones who were being replaced. So we've had, who was it who's come out? I think Wellens has come out and Scally's replaced him. Aristizabal's out for Williams, and Mark Anthony's come in for Kiko. I'm not with teams when they're not submitted. I'm not taking players off the bench and putting them into the first team. So it's purely who was available in the reserves, and so it shows quite a weakened Blues team for this game.
Yeah, well, I think you're totally right there in terms of, if people are not prepared to just. I mean, let's be honest, this doesn't take much effort at all, does it? So people are not just willing to send it in. I don't think they should be helped in any way. And I think you're totally right in what you're doing, mate.
Yeah, it's hopefully we got down to about 3 teams over the last week who haven't submitted teams, so it is improving. And it's just, there are some people waiting for teams out there who would love to come in and give it a go. So hopefully we'll get people back on soon enough to join this. But yeah, Blues a bit weakened, and Gondor for today gone for a team, no arrows, but a formation that could certainly challenge, and the form of Diop has been particularly good recently.
Yeah, that's fantastic. That a 4-1-3-2 and not playing a 4-1-3-2 is a strange one. But I don't know if it's because they might have looked at instructions on different people or something. But yeah, I think I like the concept of it. Asking for people. I think he's probably only heard of 3 or 4 players. I think he said from the old team, and I love it. So yeah, let's hope we get a victory now. Especially now I have. So I'm all for a Swanee victory. But I'm also for a Swanee victory anyway. He's an absolute diamond of a bloke who puts a lot of effort into the other league, and yeah, he's great.
Definitely, yeah. Mr. Statman is an absolute 4-4-2 diamond of a man, and we'll see how they get on. Remember the cup final on Thursday night, as well as the Division 1 games, the first leg of the Swedish Cup final between Megahorse and Gondor. I know full well most people will be supporting Gondor, and I'm really glad they've reached the final, to be honest. I'm looking forward to seeing if they can get some silverware after. I don't even care how I do. Gondor in the final, great news. Baron, captain for today. Felstrom refereeing, and predictions.
There's still some strength in that Blues team. I'm going to go one apiece, but Duggan's fallen flat on his face with his little thing that he was trying to get Stu to do in the comments, and even though rumour has it she bangs, so
let's go. So the match is underway, and Gondor looking like they're coming forward. Taribo West has been booked. Blues obviously with lots of suspensions at the moment. I did notice that Crystal Palace are winning their game as well, so that's good news.
Yeah, indeed.
Yes, not bad at all that. And it's 1-0 to Blues though. Mark Anthony has scored in is that his first appearance for the team this season? I'm going to click out a second appearance. He did well in the cup. He's come on and scored. Quinton going 3-0, and it's 1-0 the other way around. It's Nunes is disallowed. Nunes almost scored to make it 2 there, and Aragon it is who scores again. I think he's on a bit of form, is Aragon as well. Doing a decent job. That was a Mike Savage pick, I believe, in the squad, and it's 3 yellow cards there. Hilarty and Scally have joined Taribo West in the book, and at half time 1-1. Players very much even. Look at the two teams. Gondor edging it by 1-7 compared to the other team. It's very, very even in this match. You couldn't expect a more even performance so far. Aragon there 84. He's going to come off at half time, and we'll have a look at that. But what do you think that they've been doing so far?
Yeah, I mean they've been, when you look at the ratings, they've been really in it. Chris Hope, probably a bit disappointing on his rating. He's probably. I know Diop's playing well, but in terms of players on the game, I think him and Pamadou Carr are probably standout players in his team. But yeah, I thought it was going where I expected it to go a little bit. But I genuinely hope they come out and get a winner in the second half.
So coming on for this is going to be an interesting one, because it's going to be a debut for Leon Britton. I think he's probably the most. Actually, they can make subs of any sort of thing, can't they? It might make more sense to give Lalatovic his debut at the back. Carl Lieburn would not be going up front. Schwenk isn't quite. He's up there. Britton's an attacking mid, so Lalatovic coming on would make more sense, bearing in mind the absolute versatility this team's got, and that Batata can drop in into midfield and Lalatovic can go at the back, and even better that Chris Hope is a central player, so he can go there.
I'd have probably pushed Johnson forward and put Chris Hope in a defensive midfield personally, but obviously you're the man.
You're just having a look at what sort of things would go on there. Johnson could probably play in there definitely, but Lalatovic is called in for his first sub appearance, and it's nice to see him getting a go. This might have been, was this a Quinton suggestion? Lalatovic could have been. Quick check on Blues, and they'll just be going through till the end, barring any red cards and injuries through this. So we go to 60 minutes. Lots and lots of changes there for one substitute. Anyways, so the opposite the crossbar. And going forward again, Lalatovic has put one just off target there. Fusini going forward nearly scores. And this is definitely much more Gondor in these last few minutes than it was earlier on. And 60 minutes has come, and we will see they don't need to make any more changes at this point. How are the strikers getting on? Kerniwan's on a 6, so let's bring Schwenk on to make the change there. Yeah, I do think Kerniwan is a bit of a star sometimes, but not quite worked out for him today. Chances coming forward. It's a penalty, and Mark Anthony has scored. Eric Milbaron was booked, taking him down, and Blues come forward once again. Last 10 minutes now. Anything going to happen here at this point? Still the same. Still Blues coming forward. Calm. Oh, chance late on. Nearly. One last chance for Fusini, and chances again. Lalatovic going forward. Batata puts it wide full time. They had their chances, and Blues. It is Mark Anthony coming into the team. Man of the match with an 8. Lots of wasteful attempts in the second half from both teams.
Yeah, I mean, I thought the whole half, I thought they were far more. I'd probably say they were 75-80% Gondor text when we did our text on. So we're it's a shame that the disrespectful team managed to sneak over that line. But again, the concept's still great. The concept's still fun, and they will pick up a couple of results as the season goes on. Will Gondor?
Yeah. I think obviously with the cup final, maybe a few of the changes were to rest people for the final. Certainly not being the case at Mega Horse. I mean, well, with so many suspensions, they're all resting anyway. Blues, yeah. Taribo West doing well in defence there. Walker in midfield and Scally putting in challenges. And Mark Anthony 2 shots, 2 goals. Batata, one of the easiest Pokemon, was that Batata? One of the easiest ones? Could be any of them. Could be a Schwenk. Mega Horse versus Aussie's Dream. Look at the suspensions there. Echendu, Kohler, Beinlich suspended. Chihon injured. Eigenrauk still for 2 months away from a return, I think, at the moment. It's a lot of players missing. Echendu 1 game, so he's back for the next league game. Kohler will be 2, and is it about 6 for Beinlich? 5 more to go. Team for today sees Juskoviak playing up front this time as Yashvili comes back in to midfield. Vili is in on the right hand side over Sebastian. Hildebrand keeps his place in goal, and due to the injury to Chihon, then Foucault comes in and Koch plays centre back.
Yeah, I mean, Lashley's big coming in. I think when Scott and Taylor were on the stream the other night, you called him scoring as soon.
I did call Yashvili to score, didn't I? When I saw that they were playing, what did he get the winner in a 4-3?
So yeah, if you've got players out and you're bringing players in, players of that quality, at least you've got decent enough side to, decent enough backup to make it a solid squad all round, rather than the better players and you could have picked from Germany.
I just need defenders back. I mean, when Milan Foucault's not having a good season, it must be said that he's not playing well. He's in there on name only, and he was meant to be sort of a filler in the squad. Koch's playing worse. They're playing really, really badly. Kostajic at least is holding it together in defence, but when you're missing players like Echendu, who he looks like he could do a decent season here. Kohler, vital that he's in that team, and they're all missing. Cup final will hopefully be a bit of a change. Quinton saying that Lashvili is his favourite pronunciation by you because it is a capital I, Steve. Anyways,
I said the back.
Butter tonight's alright for fighting near me. We'll have a little look at this.
It's nice to know the pedant genes got shared about, not just Instagram. So
we move on from Mega Horse onto Aussie's Dream, and Smuts saying it's the last game already. Uh, yes, Dimble. Yes, very true. Maresca suspended, so Romo comes in and Zeda is on the bench. Other than that, it's full strength, and Brooker and Onshue have swapped over. That's the small change there regarding where Onshue's role for today. Renson has been superb, hasn't he? And he's now improved to 11 for handling.
yeah, he's been very, very good. Not somebody I've ever heard of before. But then again, I think I found out over the last probably month or so that Smuts has got some players up his sleeve that I have never heard of before. Really.
Yeah, where's Tonino? That's what we need here. I'm pretty sure there was a piece of news that came up for these the other day. Yeah, Renson, an excellent prospect for the future, and he's the first player this season, I think, who's received a big boost from the media from any squad.
Which I think it shows in terms of the side and the strength of the side that he's got, how well they're actually doing as well this season.
Yeah, I was going to say, oh, what a kit clash this is. This is tremendous. What is that about? Why are they playing in these kits? Anyway, so yeah, Fifey's here. Good evening, Fifey. We haven't played your game, of course, because you did say you wanted to play one of them later, and it also hasn't come up in the list. Predictions?
Yeah, I mean, regardless, I think the form that your defenders are in, I could see you maybe conceding a goal. But I still think the forward players, including Lashville, are a bit too strong. I could maybe see a 3-1 Megaros here.
You're going 3-1, Jim's going 3-2, Quinton's going 5-1. Let's get this game going at the Wolfie Stadion. And a few minutes into this clash is horrific. Dimble's also gone for 5-1. Let's talk about Ginger. Gingerbread House. Not quite sure I'm missing him. It's 1-0. There we are. Onshue scored. He's moved over. Stu saying 2-0. Smut saying 0-0. But already that's been disproved by. It was almost 1-1 as it was a disallowed one from Juskoviak. So the Marcelinho Paraíba has equalised. It's 1-1, and then a chance. And Marcelinho scores again. 2-1, reversing the lead that Aussie's Dream had very, very quickly. Marcelinho is his first goals of the season, or has he got one more before? I'm not sure. Kastajic taking the yellow card. Please don't get another defender out for this point. Yes, Smuts' side still hanging on, and at half time the ball coming in, and a chance there's there for Kaluzny, but it didn't quite pay off. Quite an action-packed first half. Melvin Brown letting the rest of the match down, and not surprised to see that those two defenders are still on sixes for Mega Horse.
Yeah, they're holding out really well. I mean, you can see why Renson's on his 8 again there. He's proving media right by putting another strong performance in. And like I said, with them poor defenders who are likely to get a goal, and it always likely to come from Chewy. But Megaros have got a bigger step up in them than the Dream have, unfortunately. So I can still see you at least getting another goal and just taking game away from them a little bit.
Well, 3 more according to some people in the crowd. We've got Morales is struggling with a shin injury at the moment. He's having a very average season. They're all 7s, I assume. Yeah, they are all 7s every single game, because the last 5 there, unless a cup game's been in the last 5, then it has to be all 7s everywhere, rather than 8 and a 6 in the other 2. So, yeah, very, very average from him. Onshue on a 7, Radoy playing fairly well, Renson, as you said, doing a great job. Any subs for Smuts? Down at Mega Horse there will be no half-time changes. Marcelino with his 2 shots, Gramosis with his 2 shots, Kaluzny with his 2 shots. And look at the passing difference between Kaluzny and Gramosis there. Very strange. Smuts saying he's not got any other fullbacks. Smith playing in the middle. Lecky can play on your left, and you could put Smith in the middle, and Brown can go. Brown is on the right already, so you could if you wanted to. You could move Morales to Lecky to the left and Smith in the middle. Potentially, that might be something that you could do if you wanted to make a change in those positions. it's been very, very strange first half. Look at Kostajic, 22, 22, 2, 2, 2, 3, 3. He's won everything he's gone for this game.
Well, it's somebody's having to do it mopping up at back, aren't they?
Yeah, because he's the only one who's doing anything. Anyway, so
I don't know. They both won their only tackle they've gone in for. So
that's lazy to only. Oh, and there we are. Now he's gone off. So there are no defenders left. There are absolutely no defenders left in the team. Every single one of them is being used for this game. So we're going to see probably one of the right-sided players. Come on. Yeah, do you know what? Let's go for something slightly different. Let's move Kostajic into the middle, and let's bring Burma on as a centre back, and see what he can do in that position. We'll go for it there. Stu's finding out all sorts of facts from Dimble today. It's lovely. So 47 minutes, the substitute is made. And then coming forward, there's a chance Hildebrand has managed to make the save, but definitely the pressure will be on a little bit more to Megahorse at this point. Koluzny's put one wide, so they've hit a shot off target. And then again, another chance there. Kaka it was. Both fullbacks are now on fives. And probably you're looking at Radoy. Is Radoy struggling now? Yeah, he's got potential knee injury as well. So that's interesting. I mean, that's Chewy. What is it, like old people without any teeth or something? I'm not quite sure what's going on there.
Chewy is a blur. So on the 30th, when Smutsy's running around Grimsby shouting Chewy, we're going to be in some interesting afternoon, aren't we?
Sorry, saying they're doing it wrong. Oh, brilliant. This is just what we need. Morales off. Lecky left back. A couple of subs here. So Morales off. And Smith in the middle. And then Jordanos for Brooker. It's good to see Jordanos coming on, actually. Another substitute appearance. He's been playing fairly well as a sub. I don't know what his 8... where his 8 comes from. I'm not sure. Probably a cup game before this season started or something. I don't have a clue. If he's got a tenner in his pocket, he'll be right. For Megahorse substitutes here, we're going to see a change, and it might well be Villy. I think we might see the end of Villy, so to speak. Yeah, we'll get that going on there and see how he gets on. But in a bit of a change, Sebastian's going to play there. Oh, Mads for someone. He wants to bring a sub on, but he called that way late there. You'd made your subs in about 16 minutes late. You're doing something there. Mads for someone. It's 3-1, but you called the sub so late. I mean, it must have been 2 minutes between subs there, was it, Steve?
Yeah, well, I think it were touch and go.
What are you going to do? Mads for someone. Yeah, is this going to be... I mean, it would be Romo for me, but he's in the wrong position, so it probably won't be Romo. Who's it going to be? It was about 16 weeks late on substitutes there. Honestly, we want someone. Someone doesn't really hugely cut it. Everyone's in very, very similar states of undress. 7-7-7 for the three midfielders. They're all on 85-86%, aren't they? Well, 90, 85, 85.
And they just disappeared off at face of Earth.
Yeah. Steve pick.
I think Nemeni's been okay this season, hasn't he? So just whoever's got least average rating out of him and Talberg.
Talberg 7.5. And Gomeni 6.8. And Kaka 7.2.
Yeah, get Nemeni off them.
Mads. There we are. 3-1 it is. Juskoviak with the goal. We're going to crack on with this, and Juskoviak coming through with another chance. Jordanos getting a hold of the ball a little bit further forward. Kaka's just missed the target. No, not him. And a 25-yarder from Kaluzhny makes it 4-1. It did briefly smash up to a 10. Sebastian's been booked now. That's all we need is another player to go and risk getting sent off in the last few minutes. Yashvili coming forward, a chance there, penalty, and Yashvili 5-1. The predictions, two people's predictions, are absolutely right. And Lashvili lashes one home at the end. the worst history in the worst sub in the history of Swemp. I don't believe it would be your substitute there, Steve. I think it would be the change of bringing on Bayerholm, not Jordanos, of Bayerholm, who's not particularly great, for Nguyen, who is very average as well. So anyway, 5-1. Good predictions going on there. Only the one shot that was off target early in the second half. That might have been Sebastian. I think it was someone like that. Aussie's dream. They didn't do too well, it must be admitted. But as Tato says there, Rob, Arsenal scored in the 95th minute. Ooh, interesting.
Yeah, they have. I just looked up and I seen Vieira on his knees on floor.
Celebrating. Someone should tell him he's in charge of the other team. 9 heading attempts and 2 won. That's like some games Ronaldinho. And look, Cockmesh going through to a 7, but with Foucault going off injured, a 6 it was as his final stat there. Marcelino with a quiet second half, but getting an assist, and the team power on to a victory. Right. Anyway, we've got 3 games left, so let's crack on. We've got Pelham versus Sprungfeld, the champions elect. Sprungfeld, the league leaders. Chris Bart-Williams still unhappy at the moment. Cuevas has been offered a contract, and he's dropped from the 16 for today. I don't know why I'm going to train it. Makes absolutely no difference. There we are. The team for today featuring a forward left and a forward right.
Yeah, which the person in forward left doesn't play forward left, does he?
Nedved, no, to my knowledge, but it might be worth a go. He's got very good finishing, so worth a go. It's one of the best Nedveds I've seen for a little while there.
Yeah, I think I remember in Super League last season, didn't Alf put him up front before relinquishing the Astor job, and he scored a couple of goals coming off at bench up top, so obviously can do it. I'd have probably been tempted to maybe have Sahar Al-Asadibi instead of him, and maybe Ronaldo at middle, if that's what you're going to do. But, anybody to question the current league leaders?
And Ronaldo, after being dropped forever, is now back on the bench after one match, suffering. But the lone centre-back today is Duff and Krušić. Well, Krušić is in his second start, but he hasn't played for a little while. He's looking fairly useful. And we're going to
he does look
good, doesn't he? And Pelham, Pelham have been a very interesting side. They're playing that lovely kit, of course, there. Struggled with the red card from Butterfield, but still doing a decent job this season, Dimble. He's got, 6 points? They've got Ivano Benetti getting his debut today at 38 years old, or he's 37. Looking like a true star. I did used to like Ivano Benetti as a player back in the day as well, so good to see how they get on.
Yeah, I'm surprised that Big Clive hadn't had I expected Big Clive to start every game, in honesty, Dimble. David Nielsen as well. I expect to play a little bit more, but Stuart Elliott's very, very good player on this game. The backward arrows on the he's trying to. I get what he's trying to do. He's trying to get a little bit, and I think putting them back, it actually fits in. Obviously, not knowing Mike's set up before the game, it obviously does fit in and try and sort of put some men on there and sort of fill that out. So the one thing that does only strike me as a little bit strange is Vance Warner going to Posma Willems. So
I think it's I never worry about an arrow of a player going into another player, because I think the pitch is a lot bigger than just a little space there, isn't it? So I think they'll be fine. Quinton already put his prediction of 3-1 Sprungfelt. What about yourself? See the news here, by the way. Appleton resuming his training. Pelham 0-0 reserve match, and Hans Johannesson, one of the coaches, his contract will be expiring after the season. Working with youngsters, 1.
Yeah, I think they've got quite a lot in DM of Pelham, where they've got not a lot from Sprungfeld. They might overpower them a bit. I could maybe see a draw here, 1 apiece.
1 apiece. Let's see how this one goes. And the game is underway, and a chance for Pelham immediately. But Nedved has scored a penalty. I didn't even see how the penalty was. Didn't see how the penalty was earned. But yeah, 1-0. Was it Boo earned? We should say. He's got Bennell out of 20. A red card, and it's De Flandre. Now, will we be seeing the end of the 3 up front, or will it just be Bart Williams popping out to play 2 in defensive mid? Fifey confident of a big set of goals here, 4-3 to Sprungfelt. Yeah, I mean, Mr. Savage has got something to deal with here. He does. In terms of substitutes, no one really playing defensive mid on the bench. Burns as a centre back, and then 3 attacking subs. So, I mean, there's choices. I mean, Duff could possibly go a bit further forward, and Lenichev or something going weirdly at right back. Who knows? Is he just going to drop it across to 2? There's a few decisions to make here, aren't they? Double DM.
Yeah,
I think that's kind of the first suggestion we made there, and it leaves a nice little triangle there, followed by just a straight line up there. It's almost I don't know how to describe it. It's a formation, and Sprungfelt now. I mean, this is a chance for Pelham, isn't it? With them being a man up, a goal down, they could get this 1-1 draw that you were thinking of, but the two wide forwards are quite heavily involved at the moment, and an injury to Wayne Burnett. So, I mean, midfield wise, John Welsh, Brian Hughes could both slot in there really well. David Nielsen, dropping Thorpe or Elliott back. Nielsen can come on. They could push other people forward. Any of those subs could come on, apart from Aidan Davison, really, and something could happen.
Yeah, I mean, looking at Dimble Way, he's gone pretty defensive with everybody else. I would expect him to do Brian Hughes here. Just give that a little bit of creativity.
It is, yes. It's Michael Hughes coming on.
Yeah, it is Michael Hughes, yeah.
The Northern Irish Brian Hughes is is coming on. 37 minutes into this game, still 1-0. A few sevens appearing in the Pelham team. And there's Forrester's hit the top of the bar, coming close at half-time. And there is half-time. And an interesting... We saw all 6s from a team the other time round, whichever team it was. We've got all 7s from the 11 players that are on the pitch for Sprungfelt at the moment.
Oh. All 6s, all 7s, I think.
We're seeing some strange things tonight, and 1 shot on target has gone in, and that's if... I assume the penalty counts as a shot on target and not just a goal.
I'm
sure
it's
gone.
Sure
it's the only shot on target so far. We'll go to Pelham quickly first of all. Benetti on 85% is struggling with an upper body injury. Don't get many of the upper body injuries coming. Usually it's middle leg injuries or something like that. He's struggling. Zhang Enhua, potential groin injury as well for them. And for Sprungfelt, Dimble's going to carry on despite the 2 casualties. I'd say Sprungfelt look probably okay with their team. Yep, yeah, they've had the red card, and Savage is okay till 60 as well. So we'll keep going. The plate of chicken that just hit him. Pelham coming forward again. Oh, good save though as it turned around to the other side. A comment there as well from this is 2 people who've commented on the chicken. I don't remember having a plate of chicken thrown at him. I just don't remember it. I need to remember this kind of thing. But yeah, 2 of them both commenting on a plate of chicken. Lovely. So anyway, substitutes for Pelham, lots of 36 and 7s. We've got Benetti, still with his upper body injury. I don't know. I'll check that one again. Enwa struggling. Stuart Elliott is not injured. We've got Smith for Zhang Enwa. Oh, right clicking, not left clicking. And fractured cheekbone from Ryan Laws. I remember that one. Nielsen for Benetti. And swapping with Elliott. Arrows forward on the wides. There we are. Now
I think that's a good decision to make now.
Well, I recognise that formation because that's mine. Apart from the arrow forward there instead of there, so it suddenly changed it around completely.
Dimbo's been accused of nicking formations this season so far.
Oh, well, I took mine from someone else last season, so it's not mine to. Definitely not mine to complain about there at all. And anyway, it's a form of flattery, isn't it? Imitation. Sprungfelt, having a look at theirs. Nedved's gone up to an 8, so he's playing very well in that position. And I would say everyone seems okay fitness-wise, even Saha. So doing okay. Yeah, you can have yours, Mr. Savage. There we are. You sent that, I assume, before I clicked on. So we'll have to have a little look.
I think they've been doing really well at World Out so far, though, considering.
Yeah, the man down, Pelham trying to come back at them, but I don't know. I think it's very, very finely poised, this one.
Yeah, they're incredibly strong with them front three with Carboni in behind to put enough pressure on to maybe keep Pelham on back foot. I think if them 4 players were a bit weaker, I think Pelham might have really got a foothold in game.
Indeed. I think Mike must be about 45 seconds behind, I think, compared with us. Savage has requested loads of subs here that you've not done. Not again. Leave it. There we are. Done diddly on. Wonderful. So the changes, Pelham have made all 3 now and hope that Danny Coyne won't be going off injured. Nothing happening for Sprungfurt with their subs. Thorpe has come close to scoring. Elliott as well. And there we are, the equaliser from Jamie Forrester. And
it was actually a Bradford lad, if you didn't know that. It's from Bradford.
From Bradford. Carbone from Bradford.
Oh no, I mentioned Bradford. Sorry, Dimble. That's twice Dimble I did. Apologies.
The Badger Arrow. Yeah, it's that sort of formation, isn't it, Tato? Indeed. I'd certainly don't claim the formation is mine in any way. The horse point. We all got a horse point. I told you Nedved to shave those sideburns. Oh yes. This complete lack of sideburns. It's 2-1. Elisa Debe has got man of the match for Sprungfelt. A close game. Both teams with half their shots on target. Start with Pelham and taking a look at how they've done there. Tony Thorpe getting a bit of credit from that one. Tony Thorpe is a player I'd probably never ever consider signing.
Oh, he's got some good stats.
Yeah, just never consider it. But,
normally.
Never ever consider Tony Thorpe, but that's probably just he used to score a lot of goals against me on Premier Manager, so that might be why. And yeah, good game for both managers there. To be honest, both good game for them. And Carbone done well there. Elisa Debe with an assist on a goal, 3 key passes, done a decent job. And Willie Byrne, look at him go as a lone centre back.
Yeah, he's done really well. 6 of them 8 1 tackles the key. Interesting man of the match for obvious reasons for myself. But yeah, again they chug on regardless of having a little bit of hindrance with a red card. They've still gone there and ground a result out. So I think it bodes well from going into the rest of the season.
Just looking at the comment, it does bode well for the rest of the season, to be honest, doesn't it? Elisa Debe, Nedved and Saha beats the team with Benetti. Fifey's not a fan of Tony Thorpe. What was a red card for? A push? De Flandre pushing Bennett with a professional foul there. We shall see. 10 world-class men who are miles better than everyone else's men. We only need 10 world-class men who are miles better than everyone else's men. Lovely song.
Yeah, I'm not having that.
That Willie
I'd
Burns
say
a
as an
world-class
11. I'd say as an 11, what Badgers are putting out tonight is an overall stronger 11 than that 11 that's won that game.
Well, we'll get to them very soon. What we got? Fortuna versus Grove here. Sol Campbell back in training, and Grove lost 2-0 to Fortuna, with Shaka Hislop having an absolute nightmare there, and Ricard van Nistelrooy sat there on the bench for Fortuna. Jan Silvestre, some super Frederick Duff, Joachim Frey, lovely names there on the in the match. Kenneth Elmander. So for Grove, they have a fully fit squad to choose from and can put out whatever Stu wants, and that's what he wants today.
Yeah, well, I think he played that quite regular over last season, didn't he?
Yeah, this formation is working for him, especially now he's gone. He sometimes plays a 3 up front and no centre mid, but this time round has gone for the 1 centre mid and 2 up front.
Yeah, I think it's always a risk not playing a centre mid. I think obviously Duggan touched on it last night in the other league. It's all right not playing a centre mid, but it's about getting that ball up. And if you start playing a short, hard tackling and etc. like everybody normally does, it's probably not going to find its way up there. So you probably need to make your tactics round to it to play a bit of a long ball or some direct passing. But yeah, it looks a lot more solid with the central midfielder in there. And we're just waiting for it to kick off this season where Dario Silva comes off at bench. The only time he can score goals.
Well, indeed, 3 off his 5 sub appearances is very good so far.
Been doing it this season.
Yeah, lots of players, as Quinton says, are unhappy with the tree. We'll offer some contracts out at this point now. Some of these are not contract issues that happen here. Prozinecki wants a new contract despite the fact he's not been considered at all yet. Everyone's been put in as squad rotation things here. Robert's unhappy.
Yeah.
Anderton's unhappy, isn't he, as well?
Prozinecki probably wants a new contract. He's struggling with price of bags nowadays. So
I have absolutely no idea what they cost. I remember when I used to work at Sainsbury's years ago, they were like £4 a pack. I bet they're like £13, £14 or something stupid.
There was somebody in front of me in a shop and they paid something stupid like £11, and I'm just like, crazy.
They've gone up as much as comics, haven't they? You know, like the Beano. The Beano must be 4 times what it used to cost, at least. I bet it's like £2 a week now. It's ridiculous. I remember when it was. I remember it was 20 or 28p or something. I remember it being at.
Yeah, I haven't looked in older life, in honesty.
Well, I can't say. I can't say.
I'm more a dandy man.
Into that. Well, I used to get the dandy, but I always preferred the Beano, and Quinton got that. Badgers played? No. Badgers are in the final matches tonight against Flamingos, and Tato is here. Good evening, Scott. Anyway, so we go over to Fortuna, who are missing 4 players. Jordi Addis missing, Mark Kerr, Romeo injured, and Zé Roberto with his suspension after his red card last game. So 56 cancer man. 56.
He's great with his multiples of 18 though, there, isn't it?
No, because that'll be 54.
Exactly. That's what we're getting at.
Oh well, I thought he was going to put loads of 4-packs. Grumpy Old Men podcast or Swemp. I'd like to do a Grumpy Old Men podcast instead, to be honest. But with Swemp as a theme. And there's the formation for today, which is exactly also the same formation that we know and love for some of the teams here. It's looking strong. 3 substitutes who've not been on the bench at all this season. Selnes, Origi, Anazi. If you want specific squad numbers, Quinton, just let me know when it comes to this, please. If you don't, just give me a shout that you don't. Mike Origi in here, Divok's dad, of course, he is in the squad, looking solid. Okay. Yeah.
Obi Davala, ex-Dudley Hill, that never got a chance whatsoever.
So, yeah, Obi Davala playing here. He's been all right this season. He has been solid.
Yeah, he's not too bad.
Selness.
Yeah, I mean, I love the concept. Actually, I don't know if you ever noticed, Dan, I did have a look in the Super Duper League thing that we've created for our own entertainment.
Where's Selness from?
Selness is English. Again? That's twice I've had it now, recently. Yeah.
And Anazi, there he is. the one player, the one player that Qatar offered, and there he is. Absolutely horrendous. He is not a Nazi, I don't think. 14 for reflexes, that's superb. And yes, Mike Origi is the substitute keeper today. He does, on the editor, have 10 for goalkeeper as a position. So he has been put there on the bench for a reason. It'll be fun to see how he gets on. And obviously Glendower Hughes did not get back in the team after his one terrible performance last game. Predictions?
Yeah, I can see 2-1 Grove here.
2-1 to Grove. Fifey saying he can't afford inflation prices anymore. He's having to sell himself. I mean, that's a good idea, Fifey, to be honest. It'd definitely be 2 for the drive home. That's like the 18 packs with 2 spares. For the drive home, dearie me. Any predictions will be coming through some year, but let's get this game kicked off. And it started particularly interestingly. Oh, it's taken us to just over 10 minutes. A chance there. Anderton's ball in and Yakubu just missing the target there at that point. And then it is now Freda tried to come forward for Fortuna. It's been quite a quiet start with Shangajika coming close to scoring then. And he's missed the target for a second one. 2-1 said Fifey to Fortuna in this one. Umit Davala's ball in. Peralta with a chance, but David James managing to keep it out. Tato saying 2-0. And an injury there to Steve Finnan. I mean, Matthew Taylor is the obvious choice. He's waiting for confirmation from Stu that it is Taylor rather than any sort of Berger tweak for Berkovic. There we are, Taylor. See, yeah, Stu's stream's working pretty fast, isn't it?
Yeah, and I think Finnan showing little bits of what he can be. Apart from him being best win back on the game, he's extremely injury prone. But then he's got Darren Anderton on an A on the other side. Him running up and down there from DMR worries me for his knees, his hammies, his ankles, his little finger. I don't know.
The chat's interesting here. Stu was pleased that Finnan had gone off, I think. And a cuddle. Pay you for a cuddle afterwards. Giving incredible cuddles. Lovely stuff. Yeah, one shot on target, and that must have been. Is that Mashangaziko? Is that the only chance on target?
Well, yeah, it's pretty
tame. Is that
dour game, isn't it, so far?
It's Peralta with the only shot on target. It is at the moment. I can see Paul Ince there. He's struggling. He has a potential foot injury. Stamina is dropping as well, so we might see a change there for Fortuna and Xia Yao as well on a knee injury, so he might be coming off. Whereas for Grove, we already have had a substitute. Look at the players: Patrick Berger, potential knee injury; Saul Campbell, potential groin injury, and Yakubu is not injured. So entertaining compared to watching Bostock. Yeah, but Bostock grind out results. Wait, who will grind out the result today in this one? Just wait for the subs to come in. See what's going to happen. We've got Saul Campbell, Patrick Berger, Paul Ince and Xia Yao all on potential injuries at half time. What would you do, Steve? Who are you expecting to come through as subs?
I mean, it's hard looking at what's on bench for Fortuna, really.
So Nakamura to the left and Selness in attacking mid. And
I think he could have. Yeah, isn't he really good in attacking mid?
Selness is an attacking mid. Yeah, he's an attacking mid more than he is a defensive mid. But he can just play all the midfield roles, left and centre.
Yeah, I do. I don't really buy into that too much though, because Matt Van Bommel is 20 for DM, 20 for MC, 20 for AMC, and I've never had more than a 7.2 out of Van Bommel playing him a full season in AM, so I don't really get the...
It's just a competency in those positions. His attributes might be set up to play more in one position, but if you can play defensive mid, you are listed as defensive mid in those positions. So what we got here, we're going for Campbell off and Davis on. and Curtis to central centre back, and that's where we're going on with these.
I love Sean Davis.
2 sub made for Grove already, 1 sub made for Fortuna, and we go on to 60 minutes. Quick look there, Koe's nutmegged one of the defenders. I can't imagine Benoit Koe having the nutmegging ability. Filipescu, yellow card taken there, and we go into subs. Will one late transfer here? Oh, almost. Taibi making a good save. Fortuna, obviously Ince is a concern at this point for them. And he's down to 79. Peralta on 79 as well. That's a shin injury for him.
They're all doing their own massively though.
So a couple of subs here. I'm just going to make sure that that Quinton still definitely wants that Mashangajike rather than Peralta going off at this rate. But Ince off for Origi. And swap Origi and Selness. So Selness going back into there. I will just hold off on that other sub just in case he does want to withdraw. But I mean, if he confirms it, that's fine. Not Gilbert. Right, there we are. So is that going to be Peralta? Yeah. And is he going to play strike? Well, I can make the changes, can't I? Anyway, I can make the change if he wants to make a tactical change. Stick 2 up top. There we are. 2 of them there. Origi. If you don't want the arrow, just tell me to cancel that one off. And Grove going for the Dario J change up top.
Trying to bring a bit of sunshine to the performance.
Yeah, the sun machine is coming on. I assume Yakubu's going to be coming off here. Berger, of course, we've had Berger off, haven't we, already? We've had that, yeah, I don't know what I'm saying. It's already been confirmed there. So Berger off.
Yakubu back?
Dario, Berger off. Yeah, it doesn't mention an arrow forward for Dario. There we are. Lovely. Onwards.
Don't want to strain his
And
legs too much.
Zivkovic, look at that, he scores immediately. And it might be a Darren Anderton assist again. And Filipescu has gone off, and now they're playing with 10 men. So, what will be the change here? Who's going to join the centre backs? It's not been a good few minutes for Fortuna. Could see them go straight after the subs and now get a player injured.
I think it's probably the best thing is Benoit Koe back and Stelner's back.
Yeah, maybe so. Maybe so. But they didn't have a Selness
line.
He's just going to go and play centre back, is he?
Selner's line away AMC, surely.
I'm thinking, is he going to be arrow to striker? Lovely. There we are.
Here we go.
Let's see what he can do. Taylor's missed a target there for Grove. And definitely the ball being played. Oh, Nakamura's been caught offside. Grove do look more like he's scoring another goal. Good save from Taibi again. Good deflection away there from Selness. Managed to make a block. No real chances coming in late on. Oh, Selness with a chance to score. And then into the last couple of minutes, it goes quiet and 1-0 it is. Grove marching on. And Darren Anderton, I assume, got the assist.
You know, we've got a lot of positives to take from that. Fortuna really have.
He didn't.
I mean, obviously, the Selnez arrow to striker. I bet Luis Enrique actually wondered what the hell was going on when they were actually up front last night. But yeah, you know, they've got a lot of positives to take from that with that team. He could have gone a lot stronger with his concept as well, considering with a lot of players. And I think it's massive testimony that they're playing well. And you know what? I think Grove were decent for the result, but they were in that and could probably sneak one.
Look at the performances defensively there. Freda winning all 7 tackles. Ejiofor 7 out of 8 with 6 key tackles. They have done a good job defensively. Some big figures. And Shia Yao was doing well for tackling as well in the first half, up against Darren Anderton. Just unfortunately went off with an injury. So yeah, pretty good. Scott mentioned he's had success with Pirlo, defensive mid arrow to striker. It's if you're going to put one player defensive mid arrow to striker, we all know who that is, don't we? Ibrahim Said. He's the one who
Yeah.
should be doing that run. Or Luis Enrique from Sweeper. Anyway, final game of the night: Badgers versus Flamingos. So we saved this as the big animal match. This is what we all wanted to see. And Penza has been offered a new contract. And so for them, they've gone for a team that is incredibly packed in defence.
Yeah, well, I mean, we've seen a more defensive tactic, but a really, really good performance, an attacking performance in the night. So I probably want to really look into it. But I mean, with the greatest respect I've always got for the main man, that side should not be struggling in this league. I said it from the start before we even started the kickoff. That's an incredibly strong side. Less Danny Invincible and less Alan Archibald. That could take field in a Super League side near enough and compete. So I'm sorry, Pfeiffer. I love you to bits. But it's stronger than you're letting on.
Well, no, I do. Well, I mean, we have this debate each time, don't we? In terms of the squad, I mean, Scott's saying about how come they're in Division 2. Yeah, they actually are. If one team were supposed to be in Division 1, because Blue, who was it who went? Someone stayed up in the top division, didn't they? Daji's team should be in Division 2. But he chose to stay up there and fight for the title in Division 1. So the team that was moved into Division 2 at the expense there was Grove. And Grove are the strongest team in this division. And then after that, Flamingos are about third or fourth strongest there.
Yeah, I mean, I will give,
playing full strength.
Yeah, I will give him a bit of credit. There. He's mixed his lineup up quite a lot, and I'm giving him a rough ride. But now this is his time to maybe try and put performance together. We're playing against a strong side themselves, so
I like the way Stu's joining in there saying, "No, we're not." Yeah, based on the attributes of the players.
If you knew the logic behind what went on with deciding it, you would understand why.
They are a very, very good side, Grove, as well. Great concept, and it's nice to see this division is extremely competitive and entertaining. The other division, I've been enjoying Division 1, to be honest, this season as well, very much so. Let's see. So Flamingo's in, and Badgers. Cabello wants a new contract. Okay, let's do that. 950 quid a week, but £625,000 sign-on fee. And the Badgers team today sees, attack, doesn't it? And a corridor of attack.
Yeah, I mean, Fifey just made a comment there that they're struggling to defend and they do concede goals. I think, obviously they struggled to score against us. They struggled past Smuts' team. So maybe playing this defensive with the players that he's got. I'd maybe like to see Kuhl and Dyer up on wings to maybe compete a little bit with what the Badgers boys have put out here. There's going to be a lot of pressure on that DM area, looking at where their arrows are.
Look at the four in the centre midfield positions, how strong they are for attack.
Right. That's superb. It's just there's no defensive minded players there at all. It's all let's get on. And you know what they've set up like this. They're probably not expecting a 4 and a 3, but I think it's a decent way to combat the 4-3 to really have a dig, and I'm really looking forward to seeing how it pans out.
Yeah, me too. Predictions for this one? Yeah, I'd agree. Yeah, definitely.
3-2 Badgers.
3-2.
Flamingos are finally going to score a couple.
It should provide goals. It should. There's going to be the opportunity for a strong Flamingos attack. Quinton going for 2-2, but versus all those attacking Badgers players as well. Yeah, so we're expecting at least 4 goals really in this. How's this a Division 2 team? Badgers as a squad, the Badgers squad are... Where are they ranked? They're certainly ranked below Flamingos, Danglies, Grove, Megahorse. There's some more. Badgers are about the middle, I think, in there. It's going to be interesting.
I think the thing is they've got a couple of overpowered players that are a little bit of a freak of the nature to the setup of that, Dan. You know, obviously your Ray, your Collins, your Asher Live to an extent. even your Kevin Kyle. So they're obviously gonna balance out against the stronger players using the
Larrying it up
format you did.
against them. Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely. Let's see how they get on. And Kevin Kyle, in a rare start for Kevin Kyle, isn't it? Has come forward with an attack. But yeah, this yeah, definitely an interesting prospect. This one, isn't it? And Echiog coming close to scoring, but then Mpenza puts it just off target there. Jackson Hersey involved, teaming up together. Cabello with a free kick down the other end. It's looking for Penza, but not quite getting towards him. The ball played in. The blue and red is still extremely difficult to read. It's coming close to half time. No real chances. I mean, one just wide there from Flamingos. I almost thought it said Woodgate had it. But just before half time, a chance. Nobody's made that breakthrough at the half time whistle. And Chilavert and Richard Wright have been involved this game, both making 2 saves from the shots that the opposition have had.
yeah. I mean, you got 2 good sides going toe to toe. I think it's a tight. I think probably 3-2 is a far cry from what's going to happen now. It's probably going to be a goal that's going to nick it either way. I mean, Badgers have been very solid there, bar King Kev.
And he's coming off.
I think.
As Easy Roberts already.
I can see why. I mean, if you give one of his ratings, if you give one of Shilavert's ratings to him, it'd have been another freak of. I mean, even still,
We've
that
had
many
quite
sevens.
A night for it.
Yeah, it has been indeed. But and obviously, Flamingos are a bit more erratic here, and they've got a little bit more improvement in them than Badgers possibly have. So it's really going to be intriguing second half. And looking at the first half, can't call it either way at the minute.
No, it is a bit of a struggle to say who's going to edge this one. It's certainly got the second half needs to liven up. Absolutely, as Tato is suggesting here as well. The testing worked differently. Fifey just pointed out there. I just pointed out that Ambrosini is carrying a bit of a knock. Other than that,
but it probably you want playing 3 centre backs and 4 DMs over Tato and what he played in testing. I wouldn't have thought. So it's probably negating it a little bit. Which
have we won a game yet this season? So we're going to be seeing Cambiasso for Ambrosini.
Oh man,
with his injury.
That's a big call.
Well, Ambrosini's carrying that knock, isn't he? And
an injured Ambrosini is better than Cambiasso for me. Apologies, Fifey, I know you love him.
Now, is it that, or did you want Barry just literally moving forward to the right? If you want it central or you want it right, just give me a shout. I'll move him there for now. Yeah, the testing was a bit different. This is on you, Five. Want to liven things up. I mean, that already gives it more of a push, doesn't it?
Yeah, it looks more attacking now.
Central. There we are. Let's see what the first 15 minutes this half brings. That might free up Badgers for a bit more attacking, maybe. I'm not entirely sure.
Ask for the arrow on Barry rather than.
Nope. That's it. He doesn't have an arrow on, but central, move Barry forward. Yeah, it's move Barry forward. It wasn't to put an arrow on him. I don't think. Chance there. Jackson's come close to scoring. And there we are, subs. There we go. Badgers. Shut up, Steve. Collins for Capello is the call so far. Condition, no worries about those anyway, it's a myth. Cabello, Collins, switch over there. If you want to make other changes, let us know, but I will pop over to Fifey's team. Penza on a 6, Archibald Woodgate, Kieran Dyer
on the on the team that Mr. Tato produced earlier on Twitter. Want Collins in that left centre midfield spot with a big arrow?
If it was what I saw him brought on as a substitute.
Right.
Yeah. So I saw him brought on as a substitute because I looked at it and thought Collins is on the bench, but he's in the team. Where is he? And I realised he was something like an early sub on there. Just there, Fifey, just look at those and the ratings there. Remember Penza, as it is. He's going to make some changes. So McPhee for Invincible there. And go for 2 up top.
Kieran Dyer still doing Kieran Dyer things, playing in DM. Never a fan of playing him further up pitch because the game likes DM's done it, and he's proven his worth again.
Indeed, yeah. No, I don't think you did it wrong, Tato. I think it was in terms of when you put your team into me, it was that you started off with whoever it was, and Collins. Yeah, Collins came on as a sub on mine.
I've sent you pictures like that before, and when I've tested it. Yeah,
yes.
It was just because obviously he zoomed in on his team that finished game, obviously, which I've done before. It explains it. My bad, Tato.
Yeah, we are just suggesting that maybe he's using this Samuel Arrow playing for the rest of the game. There we go. So subs have been made, and we push on for the rest of the game. Will we get an opening goal? We've all predicted loads of goals in this game, and nothing's happening. But 75 minutes in, this is how it is, and it's a goal. ZZ Roberts has scored. He's come off the bench and puts one in for Badgers late in the day. Will we see an equaliser? Oh, so close. I think McPhee was involved in that one. And then over the bar, one last chance for Badgers. And full time, ZZ Roberts, man of the match. Look at the number of 8s there for Badgers. Only Kieran Dyer managed to make 4 flamingos, and that chance made all the difference. Well, there's nothing about being, nothing like being gracious in defeat, in victory even. Top scorer, ZZ Roberts.
Yeah.
Well, top scorer would be, of course, someone like
Darius. Yeah, I think from that 60-minute mark, they just really pushed on the Badgers. I think Fifey bringing McPhee on, which I get why he did.
But, now I get it, Stu.
but yeah, you know what? Really solid, and they were far more precious from Badger that last quarter of the game, and I think they were slightly worthy of the win. But Flamingos were in that, and I think they can take a lot of art from it. And I think if he wants to do anything now, of all his comments in WhatsApps and anything about being the first Swemp Super League manager, I think he really needs to start biting bullet and playing his strong side week in, week out.
Well, we can just take a look at the table in a second and have a little look into how that would go. Less chances and played 7 defenders. Yeah, I mean, that's quite an attacking formation and trying to entertain. But then I did like the way that the Flamingos finished with a slightly more, much more attacking setup. As soon as it dropped out from 4 defensive mids, it became much more attacking. Fifey saying Boo Earns.
I still would have kept Ambrosini on though, rather than bringing
Even with his injury.
I know Cambia's the favourite. But
well, a day of 7 wins. So no draws at all. We've got 3 away wins and 4 home wins with lots of home goals for today, and that changes the table thusly. Sprungfelt staying 2 points clear of Boston, Badgers and Grove, who all won. Mega Horse also won, and Blues picked up a victory, as well as some team called a Sporting Clube de Regionale victorious today.
We scored 9 goals, but they're only 3 at games, so I think.
Doing well there. Goodbye, Fifey. Thank you very much for coming today.
See you, bye from there.
Top defences, Sprungfelt and Badgers, followed by Boston and Mega Horse, and then the top scoring team this season is Mega Horse as well. So
yeah, it's. I mean, there has been some. I mean, you look at that. I mean, with greatest respect, if you take the bottom 3 sides out of it, I think some of the defensive performances have been decent, considering, especially some of the teams lower in. I mean, look at Pelham with 10 for 9. Fortuna only conceded 8. I think we're competing well with some of these stronger forward lines at the minute, which is good.
So, when do we play someone decent who will have a go? Fortuna and Sprungfelt still yet to draw a match, and as we look into it now, that if you look at the top 12, 4 defeats is the most the team has had from that. So yeah, not too bad. Fortuna, I believe, still have never had a negative goal difference in the season and a bit that we've played so far, despite finishing 10th or whatever it was last season as well. So strange
That's nice.
little facts. Tybee and David Day have done good jobs for them over the past.
Well, I know you're a big Navy fan.
I like me numbers. Top players in the league, Scar Chile out there on his own and top by quite some distance with Batho, Zawley and Diop next up. So lovely Matt Tyler in the top 5 there as well. Fantastic. Into the goals, Zawley with Lee Hughes. Ulf Kirsten has stopped scoring and stopped playing at the moment, so a bit of a change there with Mega Horse as Yashvili coming into it there, and also we see plenty of players from some of the bit of a mix of teams now. Gondor with Diop.
Mr. Sagara, I tell you what, he's a very good player on this game. He's Sagara.
He's having a good season, isn't he? Very, very solid season with that 10 last time out
I
there.
tell you what, he's finishing. I've never seen his finishing down at 11 though. Get him binned off. He's gone now. 11 finishing. Never seen that.
Never have a problem with Landon Donovan being a killer. Rayad, Hoare and Anderton top on 5 assists at the moment. They are doing very, very well in those positions. Quick look at man of the matches. Anderton top on that one. Yellow cards, Bowyer with 5. He's already had a suspension, I imagine. And the red cards there, there's been 10. 3 of them from one team, 3 of them from another team, and only 4 red cards amongst the other 12 teams. He did kill someone. Yeah, well, yeah. Well, so did other people as well, but I mean, they're not Ryan Giggs.
Landon Donovan killed somebody.
I assume it was it some form of car accident, or was it a teammate or something? Is it one thing? I can't remember what it was, but Donovan. Thomas Chihon, top passer, top of being injured at the moment as well. Chihon top of tackles. What's he doing? It's like some kind of genius this season. On the pitch, paralysed someone.
Bloody hell! Didn't know that. That's.
And then they died, did they? Chen Ying Wu, top of dribbles, lovely. And then he died. Clashed with the Trinidadian in the under-20 tournament, Marvin Lee. Isn't that something like Meatloaf's name or something? Marvin Lee or whatever. And
Patrick Berger,
100%, yeah. And he has 3 goals, maybe 3 shots, but yeah, fantastic what he's doing there. Seeing Lee Hughes up there in the list, great work from Lee Hughes. I can mention his name, and we'll look at the fixtures for next time just before we finish. Badgers versus Mega Horse. Is that someone you want to attack? Tater, that'll be a good one. But remember, we also have the cup final coming up on the midweek, 22nd of May. Then the next cup final, second leg, is the 29th of May. So there are no league games for what we look at 3 weeks. So it's quite a while between the matches here. 2.5 weeks or so between league games. So you should have 100% fit squads for this as it is. Jason Lee as Meatloaf. That'd be good, wouldn't it? And just a quick check on the rest of them. Blues Divisionale, Dangley's Fortuna, Flamingos Boston. Oh, there we are. Battle of the Super League winners up against each other. Grove Gondor, Red West Pacific versus Pelham, and Sprungfelt versus Aussie's Dream. And a quick check on that table. So Greavesy runs a Super League team, and he's won the Super League. He's got a chance of winning Swemp Division. Tato, outside chance of managing that. Badgers 2 points off the lead here, and with a chance of the playoffs. Mega Horse, outside bet for both. and then Fifey down here and yourself. This season, no chance of winning it really, Steve. I mean, I know you're going to win out all your remaining games and take it by storm.
No.
But I can't see Flamingos at 12 points off already coming back.
I think I can if he plays the strongest team week in, week out. I think there's a lot of... You can really put yourself in mix. I think when it starts I think if other teams at top start taking points off each other or maybe drawing games, he has got a chance. I'm hoping Blues don't submit another team again and play that weak team they play because I think we could get a result which can't put us up to 10. I'll tell you what, anywhere 7th and up, I'll be happy with this season.
You'd be happy with being 7th or up, or is it you saying anyone 7th or up has got a good chance of?
No, I'd be happy with top half upwards.
Yeah.
I'd be delighted with the squad I've got. Really would.
Yes, your team is certainly in the bottom half of the squad qualities there. In fact, it's one of the bottom 3 or 4, isn't it? And so to be ninth at this stage is looking good. I think it's about 5th weakest, isn't it?
I think when you look at them stats about players with shots on target, etc., I think Big Richard sadly needs to come back in for the next game.
Half for Alex Notman was enough. And awards for Team of the Week, David Day from Blues was the goalkeeper. We got quite a few players from Division Alley in that starting lineup there, 3 of them. Got 2 Mega Horse players, 3 Boston players, Fortuna, Grove, Blues, and Badgers players only making the bench. No place for ZZ Roberts despite that excellent cameo that he had there. Yeah, looking very pink as it was there. And quick mention there, Tato. I hope everyone in your defence gets injured. There's no one left to get injured. They're all suspended. I mean, apart from is the save on the drive. The save is saved, and once I manage to return to the computer very soon, it will go on the drive tonight, but it will only be for Mega Horse versus Gondor because we've got no league game for a while. We've got Mega Horse versus Gondor, the first leg. That will be played Thursday at the latest. It might actually go on before that if Swan and myself do it. We might just put a quick match on there to be able to play the second leg as well. Maybe play that one on Thursday and then get all the things out ready for everyone to play again this Monday. But I'll speak to Swan and work out when that's going to be.
Are both legs played before the next game?
Yeah, they're both played there. Do you remember last time we had 76ers versus Los Aracas as a double feast in a couple of days? That was a good one. Anyway, thanks very much, Steve, for joining tonight.
Oh, always a pleasure, mate. Always a pleasure, never a chore.
And just leave you with the goal scorers for from the cup. Looking all good fun there, and we'll see you again very soon. Thank you for everyone for joining on the chat. Good, all the best, Stu, in your recovery, and a laptop sorted by next weekend will be great there for you. Thanks again.
All best, Stu.
And good night.